Good morning, one and all. This is Venkat. Welcome to social class. I hope you all are fine. Today, I am going to start second lesson in class 7, that is rain and rivers. What lesson I am going to be teach today? Rain and rivers. So in the class 7, we have a second lesson. That lesson we have a two parts. The first part is talking about the rain. Second part is talking about rivers. So in this lesson, I am going to be teach what is rain and how the rain is going to be occurs. What is the importance of water, different forms of rainfall, and also what are the instruments are using to know that how much rainfall is occurred. So you just see, this is a concept. It's very important and also that general concept. Now we are in the month of June. So in the month of June there is chance to be occurs the rainfall. So from the last 4 or 5 days we are observing that the rain is comes. You know that what is the use of rain. So before of knowing the importance of rain, we should be know that what is the importance of water. Because once imagine without water what is going to be happen on the earth. So water is a very crucial on the earth. Without water we cannot survive. So the reason for the survival of the people, for living on the earth, for the human beings, for animals, or everything, for everything we require the water, because we have that more than 8 planets. Even we cannot find water in any planet except that on the earth. So water is very important and a crucial one. It's a very knowing concept. We have to be learn this concept. You see this water. What are the main source of water? The main source of water was rain. Without rain, there is no chance for to get the water. So we know that where we will get the water, because we know that what is the use of water. We require water particularly for human beings. We require for drinking purpose, cleaning, washing, bathing. For everything we require the water. And if you go for animals also, without water the animals cannot survive. And also industrial purpose, agricultural purpose, because we require food. The food is come from the crops. For growing of crops, for cultivation, the farmers require the water. So where we will get the water? So water can found in the lakes, water found in lakes, rivers, ponds, and also in the wells. So water found in the lakes, rivers, ponds, and also the wells. Maybe these things can found in the fresh water only. What we get? Fresh water. So we have two types of water. One is called salty water and one is called as fresh water. The fresh water mainly available in the form of lakes, rivers, ponds, wells, and in the ocean we found this salt water, because ocean water is not useful for drinking. And also, how much water is available on the earth? On the earth we have that 71% of the, how much? 71% of the earth covers with the water. Imagine that we are feeling that we are living on the earth. The land looks very big, but even though the complete earth, out of complete earth, 71% of the earth covers with water, balance 29% of the earth covers with the land. It means if you observe the globe shows that sky blue color. The sky blue color represents that water. So the reason out of 100%, 71% of the earth covers with the water, balance 29% of the land covers in the form of land. Land means plains, plateaus, mountains, peaks, these are the things. Water in the form of ocean water, or else in the form of ice caps, and also that in the lakes, rivers, these all the things can found in the region of 71%. And this 71%, 97.25% of the water is salty water, and this salt water available in the oceans. So I said out of 71%, and that in the 71%, 97.25% of water is available in the ocean, that's in the form of salt, that cannot be useful for drinking. See, the balance 2.75% of water is available in the form of fresh water. So here in this 2.75% also maximum water available in the form of ice caps only. Only we are using that some water, that is either surface water, otherwise subsurface water, in the sense of we found that water in the ground, that also we can use, and some of the water is flowing on the earth, that is also we are going to be used. So one more time I will reveal this concept. Water is very important for the people and animals also. What is the source of water? The source of water can fall in the form of rain. Without rain, there is no chance for rainfall. Without rain, there is no chance of water. This water is available in the form of lakes. The water is available in the form of lakes, rivers, ponds, and also the wells. And some of the water is available in the form of ice caps. Take an example like Alps mountain and also the Himalayas. And also, if you take an analysis, the globe covers that 71% of the globe covers with the water, balance 29% covers with the land. The water is available in the form of salt water and also the fresh water. And balance 29% of the land is covered with the land. Land in the sense plains, plateaus, mountains. And if you observe the 71%, in the 71%, 97.25% of water is available in the form of salt water, that available in oceans. And also 2.75% of water is available in the form of fresh water, that may be that surface water, subsurface water, and also the water can found in the rivers, lakes, in everything. Even that ice caps is also a part of 2.75%. So here we have to know that how the rains are going to be occurs, and also how this one we are going to be discussed today in our class. Sun, clouds, and also rainfall. Just imagine here I am going to be explain that topic by giving that 2 or 3 examples. So imagine that sun, clouds, and also the rainfall. Without sun, there is no formation of clouds. If there is no cloud, there is no chance of rainfall. So the reason there is some interlink. So today we are going to be discuss about how the rainfall comes, the different type of rainfalls also I will explain you that. The one of the concept was, first concept was evaporation. First general, every day, mainly in the month of January and December, November, we feel that very cool. And in these 3 months, we never bath with cool water. So we require that hot water. So based upon that, I'll convert one of the example of evaporation. Whenever we are observing boiling water, take that one bowl, fill the water and keep the lid and keep on the fire on it. So at the time, because of the fire, the water is going to be becoming a heat, and the lid which is going to be covered, because of the heat, the water is going to be evaporated and the lid will touches that water droplets. When if you take that if you take that lid, once catch the lid and also pull it, then the drops of the water will touches the top of the lid. Then if you move that, the water can be forced down. So one more time, we have that because in our lesson they gave one example, the Pranavi, how the Pranavi is going to be heat the water. So take one bowl, fill with the hot water and keep the lid and on means fire it. After that, sometime because of the heat or a temperature, the water converting into that vapor, and that lid can touches the droplets of the water. Once if you leave the that's lid, the water will be found on the top of that. Once if you move, even though if you catch for 2 or 3 minutes, because of the coolness, the droplets can fall down. Remember, this is a one example. And also, after washing the clothes are wet, then you are going to be keep on the outside. So because of that sunlight, the wet clothes are converting into the dry. It means because of the sunlight, the water found in the clothes can be dry up. That is also here the fire can found in the form of sunlight. Before, the fire can found in the form of heat. One more example, take a bowl of one plate and fill the water on the plate. Just keep outside. You keep at 10 o'clock and you observe after 3 o'clock, the plate will become empty, because when you are going to be focus this plate and outside, because of sunlight, the water is going to be evaporated. Similarly, here also, what is meant by evaporation? Evaporation means water converting into the vapor. Water converting into the vapor. What is meant by evaporation? Evaporation means water converting into the vapor because of the heat. Because of the heat. So, take an example here. This is called as land, and this one is sun. So just imagine this is in a heat generated by the sun. Because of the heat, the water can be available either in the form of either you can found in the lakes or else in the rivers or else in the ponds. Even that some of the water can found in the trees also. When the sunlight was entered into the land, because of the sunlight, this is in a water evaporates, otherwise this is called as water converting into the vapor. So which of the water can found here is called as water. This water, because of the sunlight, is converted into the vapor. This is called as evaporation. Sometimes we can form the trees also here. Trees and also the warm-blooded animals like humans are such a part of one of the thing. So just here also in the trees we found this green color. The leaves of the trees are green color. Because of the heat, the vapor, and it's called water, can form in the trees. That is also converting into the vapor. That is also called as evapotranspiration. That is called as evapotranspiration. Two ways. One is called as evaporation. One is called as evapotranspiration. So evaporation means water converting into the vapor is called as evaporation. Water converting into the vapor from the trees is called as evapotranspiration. So what is the next step? This is the first step of the rain. Second step was here. These are the vapors. Vapor is going up and joining into the atmosphere. We know that, for example, we are on the land. This is called as land. From the land, if you are going to the higher elevation, temperature is going to be decreases. Whenever we are going to the higher elevation, the temperature is going to be decreases. Similarly here also, the vapor is joining into the atmosphere. Already in the atmosphere, the temperature is cool. Because of the coolness, these are the vapor again converting into the droplets, otherwise called as converting into the water droplets. This is the second stage. This is called as condensation. This is the first step. This is the second step. In the first step, I explained this water converting into the vapor. Second step, that vapor is converting into the water droplets. And these are the next one is called as third stage. These are the water droplets was joining into the big one, that is called as clouds. Because of dust particles and smoke, then first one is evaporation, second one is condensation, third one is these are the water droplets. There you can see the tiny droplets of water joining into that one big, that is called as clouds. This is in a clouds is also consisting with the dust particles and also the smoke. So first I explained that what is called as evaporation. In the evaporation, water converting into the vapor. Second stage was condensation. In the condensation, because of less temperature, this vapor converting into the tiny droplets or water droplets, that is called as condensation. And the next one is called as clouds. These tiny droplets of water was joining together and becoming into the big one, and with the interaction of dust particles and also the smoke. This is called as cloud. The fourth stage was, for example, take the weight of this textbook was 1 kg. I can handle properly. Someone kept more 5 kg of weight. I can handle somewhat. And the weight of this book is going to be increased. Instead of 5 kg, 100 kgs. I cannot handle this book. Is it correct or not? Yeah. I cannot handle this book. If the weight of the book was increased, then that I can drop this book down. Similarly, here also, when the droplets was increased in the size, because this all the droplets was looks like a hanging on the sky. So these are the clouds. These are the clouds consisting with the droplets of water and the dust particles and smoke. They try to be hold that. When it is unable to hold the dust particles, it falls down. So these are the clouds can come in the form of rain. The rain can form in the form of water, otherwise called as snow, otherwise called as hail. So, or else called as in the dew also. We are observing that some ice pieces can fall in the form of rain. Similarly, here also, here is droplets, here is the formation of cloud. When the size of the droplets was increased, when it is unable to maintain that, it can release. When the release comes in the form of rain, so that is also called as precipitation. So one more time, 4 steps: evaporation, water into vapor; condensation, vapor into tiny droplets; clouds, that tiny droplets along with the dust particles and smoke. The fourth, precipitation, otherwise called as rain, that it can come in the form of snow, hail, dew, and also the water. These are 4 are called as water cycle. What is called as water cycle? So one more time, try to read this concept. We can get some different type of doubts. Which are the doubt you have, that you can send a message to me, and I'm going to be clarify your doubt. Which are the doubt you have that. Now see the next one is called as winds. Winds can form in the form of 2 ways. One is called, take an example, we have that imagine this is called as southern portion of India, and here we have that Indian Ocean, and here we have that Bay of Bengal, and we have that Arabian Sea. You know, in the region of India, the rainfall completely depending upon monsoon. That you can say that in Telugu, Rutupavanalu. So these are the monsoons comes in our India, particularly in the particular monsoon. Take an example, we have that 2 types of winds. One wind is called as southwest wind, Otherwise called as southwest monsoon. Next one is called northeast wind, otherwise called as northeast monsoon. Southwest monsoon and also the northeast monsoon. This is called as south and this is called as west. And here we have the north and here we have the eastern side of India, that is northeast monsoons. You know, exactly we are in the month of June. So in the month of June, we are receiving the rainfall. We are also experiencing from the last 1 week onwards. So end of May and the starting of June. If you observe that 31st May, we received the rainfall in the region of Hyderabad. That is somewhat heavy rainfall. Even that 1st June, 2nd June, even from the last 2 days also, we are receiving the rainfall. Can you say why this rainfall is occurred? The rainfall is occurred because of the southwest monsoons. Actually, any rainfall is occurs particularly in the region of India because of these two only. Otherwise, it is comes in the form of cyclone. When the problem is comes in the region of Bay of Bengal, otherwise called as Arabian Sea, or else in the region of Indian Ocean, the rainfall will occur. But there are some rainfalls, the southwest and northeast monsoons occurs in the particular months only. So, why the rainfall will occur? When the high pressure and low pressure, what is meant by high and what is meant by a low? For example, I am here, someone pushed from my backside, push like this. So if anyone is going to push backside of me, then I'll go towards that side, not for the back, because someone is applying pressure from my backside, not for the front. Similarly, the pressure is backside, so the reason I'm going front. If anyone is going to push from my front, I'll go back. Then you can say that pressure. Similarly, then you can say that two, one is called high pressure, one is called low pressure. Simply, I will explain the simple terms. Then, in the starting month of June, otherwise ending of May, there is a high pressure starts from the Indian Ocean. Because of high pressure and the winds are blowing towards the Indian side in the direction of southwestern direction. So because of this one, there is a chance for heavy rainfall. See this? In the region of India, February ending, March and also the April and May, we have a summer. Summer means high temperatures. So because of high temperature causes for low pressure. Once try to understand that if a high pressure comes, next it comes for the low pressure. Here also, from the first 3 to 4 months onwards, in the region of India, there is a high temperature. Because of high temperature, here we found this low pressure. Because of high temperature from the last 4 or 5 months, here there is chance for low pressure. And here high pressure was there. Because of this factor, the winds are blows like this. Winds blows like this. It blows in the direction of southwestern. So the reason these monsoons are called as southwest monsoon. Because of southwest monsoon, almost every part of India is going to receive the rainfall except some parts like in the region of Andhra Pradesh, and some parts of Andhra Pradesh is not for every part. Some parts of Andhra Pradesh will not receive the rainfall, and also the Tamil Nadu also will not receive the rainfall. And this southwest monsoon starts exactly in the month of June 1st, starts from the region of Kerala. So this southwest monsoon starts from the southern portion, and in the June 1st it starts from the Kerala, then it spreads to the Kerala after Karnataka, then Maharashtra, then Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra, then come to the Gujarat, they like that it can spread each and every place. So because of this southwest monsoon, India receives that very good rainfall, and this rainfall are using for the purpose of cultivation and also for the purpose of domestic purpose also. Next, after few months, in the month of October, end of September, these are the winds. Because of rainfall, the areas are going to be receive the rainfall and areas are becoming into the cool. Because of cool temperatures, here the chance to be high pressure. In the month of October, in the region of India, center region of India, because of cool temperature, high pressure starts. Because of high pressure, again, these are the southwest monsoon converting back, and it goes through the Tamil Nadu. It enters in the region of Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean. So this is called as northeast monsoon. This is a north, this is called as eastern side, like back. It is also called as retreating monsoon, again coming back. So southwest monsoon receives almost every portion because of high pressure starts from Indian Ocean and blows towards the region of western sides, and because of low temperatures after 3 months, here the high pressure wind starts, again the winds coming back, and because of northeast monsoon only Tamil Nadu receives the rainfall in the month of October or November, and also in the region of December also. If you observe that because of this southwest and northeast, what will happen in the region of Telangana? So before of knowing the Telangana, you see that India. In India, we have the western side, that you can see the western Ghats. In the region of India, because of the monsoons, there are some places like western Ghats will receive the heavy rainfall, western side of India, and also that West Bengal will receive the good rainfall, and also eastern side of India like Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Tripura, Sikkim, and these areas also receives that very good rainfall because of southwest monsoon and also the northeast monsoon. So one more time, which are the places in the region of India receives the very good rainfall? Western Ghats of India and also West Bengal region and eastern side of India, states consisting with Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Tripura, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim. These areas also receive that very good rainfall. In the region of India, places like Cherrapunji and also that Mawsynram, these two places are highest rainfall regions in the world. The two places can found in the region of India, that in the Meghalaya Khasi Hills. What are the two places? Cherrapunji and also that Mawsynram, that you can found in the region of Meghalaya. If you observe the Telangana and also the southwest and northeast monsoon, because of southwest monsoon, there is a normal rainfall will occurs in the region of Telangana, not a heavy rainfall. But Telangana is called as plateau region. Plateau region cannot receive that heavy rainfalls. So here is, because of southwest monsoon, normal rainfall found in the region of Telangana, and also that particularly if you observe the Telangana map properly, this is called as north and this is called as eastern side. This side of Telangana receives that somewhat good rainfall, and this side of Telangana cannot receive that good rainfall. So Telangana is a one area. It can form that Western Ghats eastern sides, because it can found in the slope of the Western Ghats. Because of that, there is no heavy rainfall will occurs, and because of southwest monsoon, normal rainfall will occurs in the region of Telangana, but in the region of Telangana, northeastern part of Telangana receives that somewhat good rainfall, and districts like Mehboob-Nagar, Jogulamba, Gadwal, and there is a very little rainfall will occur in the region of Mehboob-Nagar and also the Jogulamba, Gadwal. So there is a backwardness and there is a lot of water scarcity found in the region of Mehboob-Nagar and also the Jogulamba, Gadwal side also. Because of that factor, the southern portion of Telangana is struggling with a lot of problems and lot of water. So the reason they are facing the drought prone areas. So where the rainfall is very less, that area is declaring as a drought by the government, particularly in the region of Telangana. Districts like Vanaparthi, Mehboob-Nagar, Jogulamba, Gadwal, these areas are receiving the declaring as a drought prone areas. But northeast monsoons also, there is no rainfall in the region of Telangana. So only because of southwest monsoon, some rainfall will occur in some parts of India, and because of northeast monsoon, there is no rainfall in the region of Telangana. Other than this one, if any cyclone occurs, because of cyclone effect, the chance to be rainfall in the region of Telangana in some of the areas, if any problems will occur in the region of Arabian Sea or else in the region of Bay of Bengal. So in those areas, so because of these areas, if any high pressures or else low pressures or if any interaction with the cyclones, then only there is a chance to be rainfall in the region of Telangana. So one more last concept. So what is the instruments are using to know that how much rainfall is going to be occurs? Because we want to know that how much rain occurred and what is the measurement are using to know the rainfall. So there is an instrument name is called as rain gauge. Rain gauge is an instrument which can use for the purpose of calculation how much rainfall is going to be occur in your area. It's a very simple method. Also, we can prepare the rain gauge and we also can know that how much rainfall is occurred in your area. So what is the instrument you are using? That rain gauge. So rain gauge, I will show you that how to prepare this rain gauge also. See, this is in a picture which is given in your textbook, page number 13. This is an instrument. First, you have to take the water bottle. On top of the water bottle can be cut. Then that top can be reversed and given into the bottle. Next, the bottle should be filled with the water sands till the spot where you can. So you can make one more scale. And if you keep this is in a bottle or else called as the instrument of rain gauge, and you have to paste one scale. By seeing this, you can understand that how much rainfall is going to be occur in your area. So you have to take that one bottle and you have to cut into that. Take this piece in a bottle. I was showing in an example. Take the plastic bottle, cut till here. Later you can reverse and you can fill it. Till here you can pour that sand and also the mud. And you have to arrange one scale here like this. Then this is in a bottle. It should be keep the outside when the rain is going to be occur. And afterwards, you can understand till where the water is going to fill. Then we have to say that today the rainfall is occurred 500 centimeters or else 200 centimeters otherwise called as 3 millimeters like that. So based upon that, we can understand how much rainfall is also occurred. So one more time, my dear students, I'm going to be revised till now what the topic I explained. Today I explain about the part 1 of your lesson, that is rain and rivers. First I explained that how much water is available on the earth, how much water is available in the form of salt, and how much water is available in the form of fresh water, and what is surface and what is subsurface. And also next I explained that rain. Before of the rain I explained that water cycle on 4 methods. One is evaporation, condensation, formation of clouds, and also the precipitation, and these all are called as water cycle. Next I explained that winds, 2 types of winds. One is called southwest monsoon, another one is called as northeast monsoon. How the southwest monsoon occurs and how the northeast monsoon is also occurs, and which are the areas of India receive the heavy rainfall because of southwest monsoon. Almost all the places of India receives the southwest rainfall from southwest monsoon except Tamil Nadu and southern portion of Andhra Pradesh. And we have the next northeast monsoon. Because of northeast monsoon, the Tamil Nadu receives the good rainfall compared with the other areas. So this northeast monsoon starts from the month of October, also called as October heat. Next, what is the position in the region of Telangana at the time of southwest and also the northeast monsoon? Because of southwest monsoon, places of Telangana, some of the places of Telangana receive the rainfall. That's a normal rainfall found because of southwest monsoon. Because of northeast monsoon, there is no rainfall. But if any cyclone occurs at the time, there is a chance for rainfall in the region of Telangana, and northeast portion of Telangana receives the very good rainfall compared with the western side, because this Telangana found that rain slope of western Ghats. And the last one I explained that what is the instruments are using for calculation of rain. The instrument is called as rain gauge. By using the rain gauge, we can understand that how much rainfall is occurred in our area. So my dear students, try to understand the concept. Which are the doubts you have in the concept, we can ask me, or else you can put a questions to your coordinators. They will send that and I will clarify your doubts. Thank you, and please complete the worksheet and share your worksheet to your respected teacher. Thank you very much.